Hello, welcome back. This is our fourth video in this series. Um, this video is going to touch on the next aspect that I find through everything I've read and everything that I've gone through personally. What holds a lot of people up from taking those first steps. And that is what we call imposter syndrome. And what that is those feelings that you get, like you're feeling like a fake. You feel like you have no business trying to do what you're trying to do, or no business even thinking about it, because that's not who you are. It makes you feel like you're being an imposter in your own life. Now, what is it that makes us feel like an imposter? This comes from, at least for me, where this comes from is a lot to do with the first two videos that we've gone through already, where you have the perfectionism and you have the credibility issues, where you know that everything has to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, then why are you doing it? Because who are you to be saying this stuff, or who are you to be doing this, because you don't truly know. Now, where I feel this really digs deep is when you actually have taken those steps for the first time, and it's pushing past those, and you're still not feeling like you should be valued enough. And I struggled with this actually a lot at the very beginning of my journey, when I first started practicing tarot and oracle, and actually when I first got started, I was doing rune readings. And I think what made me feel like the imposter in that scenario was the fact that I didn't feel like the gifts that I had, that I was utilizing, were real. I hope that makes sense. It took a lot of outside validation at the beginning to get me past feeling like I was just faking it, basically faking it till I make it. And that actually caused me so much stress at the beginning that I considered just stopping, because it was like I felt like I was being a fake, and I genuinely was not. I genuinely was trying to grow myself and to learn as I went, but I wasn't doing it just to make money. I wasn't doing it just to get famous or anything like that. I was doing it for me to learn and for me to grow spiritually, so that I could get to that next stage of my life, of my journey. Now, what I want you to think about now is, what have you learned or done or gone through in your life that at the time maybe you felt like you were being an imposter. Like you didn't really know what you were doing, but you were doing it because you felt like it was what you needed to do. Um, are there things from your past that you have gone through, that you've learned lessons from, that you can share? Because if there is, and you go out there and share them, is that what's making you feel like an imposter? I know for me, when I first started, yeah, it definitely did. And the way that this was reframed, for me at least, was going back through the challenges or what the things that I had faced. And realizing that when I'm sharing that information and I'm sharing those lessons that I learned, I'm not making that up. So how can I be an imposter if what I'm telling is the truth? It's what I believe. It's what I've gone through. An imposter is somebody who makes something up for financial gain or for to gain something, and they do it in a deceitful way. If as long as you are being truthful and you are being genuine and you are doing what comes from within you, from in your heart, you're never going to be an imposter. No, I heard this quote. It was a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, I should say. And it has stuck with me. And the minute I heard it, I had to stop what I was doing. I had to rewind the video that I was watching and listen to it again, because it hit me so deep that I think that was a big part of why I've decided to move forward and to come out here on this platform and try and share my stories and my lessons and everything I can with all of you. The quote was that the fruit is not for the tree. So when an apple is growing on a tree, the tree does not benefit from the apple. The apple is there to give sustenance to us, to the people, to the animals, but it is not giving any sustenance to the tree itself. And the reason that hit me so deeply was because it made me think that, you know what, our gifts, the gifts that we are all innately born with, they are within us, they are ours to access. They aren't meant to be kept within ourselves. And I think the majority of us know exactly what those gifts are, but we kind of hold them in because we don't feel like we're worthy enough to share them. Those gifts were never meant to be kept within you. They were meant to be shared because they were given to you to share. They were given to you to serve a purpose, not just for yourself, but for everybody around, right? Like the apple that's within you is not meant for you to hang on to. It is meant for everyone to share. And the other side of this that I kind of goes into a little bit of a darker or a deeper spot is, for a while there, I was struggling with my self-identity and struggling really hard with it. It was almost like a form of depression. I wasn't so depressed that I couldn't get out of bed or anything like that. But what I felt was that how can I share what I have if I am going through all of this stuff internally? Um, and it was this quote that really got to me, because if a tree is dying, it is still producing fruit. That fruit is still being given out. It is still sharing those gifts, even though the tree is going through a struggle. Right? Branches fall off. It doesn't mean that the tree just stops producing fruit. It stops sharing its gift because it's a little hurt. Our gifts aren't being our gifts being meant for us to give, not to hold on to, kind of makes me feel like we're meant to share this stuff. We're meant to, no matter what we're going through, we're still able to offer those supports, those helps. You see this so much especially in celebrities. Look at people like Robin Williams, who had this innate gift for making people laugh, who nobody could tell was dying on the inside. And he never stopped sharing that gift. Now, I'm not on this other side of this. It's not. I don't mean for you to be out there sharing absolutely everything and giving 120% of you out there and not taking care of yourself, because unfortunately for him, that is something that he didn't see, that he missed, was that he needed to be taking care of himself as well, because without the tree there is no fruit. So without you, your gifts cannot be shared. So you need to be taking care of yourself as well as offering out. But part of healing, for me at least, in that period, was sharing my gifts helped pull me out of that loss of identity that I was feeling, or that wasn't really, yeah, it was struggling to find who I am, right? So, and I'm sure this is something that most of us are going to battle with the majority of our lives. And there's, in the next couple videos, I'll kind of touch on that aspect of things. But when we are going through these journeys and we're going through changes, we often feel like we are giving away a part of ourselves, or we're losing our identity, but we're not. It may feel like that, and anybody that is going through that, I in no means am trying to belittle those feelings, because trust me, I feel them all too well. And I still to this day have days where I feel like that. But you shouldn't, when you shelter yourself in and you hold yourself back, that is when we get stuck. That's when we can't see the light and we can't move forward. And that's when we get into a deep depression. That's when we need to be making sure that we are reaching out for help, because there's so much help out there for people that are struggling with stuff like that. I know I've gone quite a bit, maybe a little bit deeper, a little bit in the uncomfortableness of this, but I really truly hope that you get some value out of this. And if you need help with anything, please make sure you reach out. There's so many people out there that can help. So I want to thank everyone for their time, for their energy. Much love to everyone, and lots of peace. Thank you.